Hello everyone, I'm François Picard. This is a process, not an event. The words of Marco Rubio, managing expectations at the outset of unprecedented face-to-face talks that opened a short while ago at the U.S. State Department in Washington between Israeli and Lebanese envoys, officially dubbed informal talks. And with the fighting still raging in Lebanon and Hezbollah defying whatever comes out of the U.S. Capitol, the Secretary of State erring on the side of caution.
It's a historic opportunity. We understand we're working against decades of history and complexities that have led us to this unique moment. And the opportunity here, I know some of you are shouting questions about ceasefires. This is a lot more than just about that. This is about bringing a permanent end to 20 or 30 years of Hezbollah's influence in this part of the world and not just the damage it's inflicted on Israel, the damage it's inflicted on the Lebanese people. We have to remember the Lebanese people are victims of Hezbollah. The Lebanese people are victims of Iranian aggression. And this needs to stop. And so our hope here, and I know this will be a process, okay? All of the complexities of this matter are not going to be resolved in the next 6 hours, but we can begin to move forward to create the framework where something can happen. Something very positive, something very permanent, so that the people of Lebanon can have the kind of future they deserve, and so that the people of Israel can live without fear of being struck by rocket attacks from a terrorist proxy of Iran.
And for immediate reaction, we go to our Spotlight segment. Joining us from Beirut, Farès Boueiz, former Lebanese Minister of Foreign Affairs who headed Lebanon's delegation to the 1991 Madrid Peace Conference negotiations. Thank you so much for speaking with us here on France 24.
Welcome. You're the most welcome.
First off, your reaction looking at the optics. Obviously, we don't have much to go on yet. It's just a meeting with two sides staring at each other, but they're in the same room. Your thoughts?
I think that, first of all, this meeting was a preparatory meeting. They didn't discuss till now the main subjects, and they are just discussing the engineering of the next meetings, which will start maybe in the few days.
We've been trying to find images of Israelis and Lebanese together in the same room for bilateral talks. Of course, the Israelis and Lebanese sit at the UN General Assembly. They're often in the same room, but just the two of them speaking one to the other. Have you the recollection of that happening before? Or is this meeting all unprecedented?
No, I don't think that it's unprecedented meeting. I think that for many time, there were meetings. There were, first of all, talks in Madrid, as you said, in Madrid between 91 and 99. There were also some talks in the United States, in Y Plantation and in Camp David. And there were, before that, there was the agreement of April 96, after a war in 96. And I think that, so we cannot say that it's a first talks. Now...
but with cameras in the room.
Sorry?
With cameras in the room, just Israel and Lebanon.
Yes, okay. Just Israel and Lebanon. Maybe it's the first time, yes. Maybe in the first time, because for most of the other times, there were always the American, or there were always a honest broker, or which was always present in these talks.
Farès Boueiz, your expectations, you said there at the outset that these are just preparatory discussions at this point. What are you expecting?
You know, first of all, I think that till now, the goals of the two parties, meaning Lebanon and Israel, are not very well adjusted, are not very well clear. Lebanon, till now, is going to talks to reach a ceasefire first and to implement the 1701 decision of the United Nations, which is also a kind of ceasefire. When I think that the Israelis are trying to take Lebanon to a full normalization peace, a full political peace, and with normalization like it happened with some other Arab countries. And so I think that these two different goals are not yet really precised, are not really precise. The second problem is that Israel is trying to take Lebanon under fire to negotiations. When this situation where we have nearly 100 aerial raids per day and bombing and the destruction and etc., and more invasion of the Lebanese territory is very, very difficult for the Lebanese government. It's not easy to sit on a table of negotiations and to talk about peace when your country is submerged by bombing all the day. And so I don't know what the Israelis are trying to do, but they are not facilitating nor the decision of the Lebanese government to control the weapons and to control the Hezbollah, nor the decision of the government to start real talks with Israel. They are not doing anything which can facilitate this situation. I don't think that continuing this bombing style is every day is going to help.
And it's up to the United States to tell Israel to stop, is what you're saying?
The second problem is that the United States, which traditionally always played a role of a supervisor or, let's say, or a honest broker, are not really playing this role. All the American emissaries, Tom Barak and others, and even Morgan, the lady Morgan Ortegas, always said, we cannot guarantee anything. We have no guarantees to give. We have no assurances to give. I think that the United States are trying to play a role of a postman, just telling the Lebanese what Netanyahu wants to say.
Yes, but in the coming days,
they are not ready to guarantee anything.
In the coming days,
I think that
I was going to say, in the coming days, you're going to have perhaps the Americans and the Iranians returning to the bargaining table. Clearly, there's pressure in the United States to strike a deal with Iran. Do you see at some point Donald Trump twisting Israel's arm?
First of all, I hope that the United States will play a role of go-between, play a role of honest broker between Lebanon and Israel. I think that this will be more efficient and this will help more the situation. I don't think that the United States, if the United States are staying out of this game, this will help the situation. Now, concerning Iran, it's sure that any agreement with Iran will help the Lebanese situation, because I think that any agreement with Iran will involve the Hezbollah or the resistance in Lebanon, which is linked to, in a way or another, to Iran. And I think that if any compromise between Americans and Iranians is going to include this fact, this will help a lot the situation in Lebanon. So
will help the situation in Lebanon.
Hezbollah will receive.
Farès Boueiz, I want to thank you so much for.
In a way that Hezbollah will receive a clear message from the Iranians to, for example, to give his weapons to the government.
We'll have to leave it there, unfortunately. Farès Boueiz, so many thanks for joining us from Beirut.
Thank you. Thank you.